Yeah, hi everyone. It's always nice to come back to TIA Summit. You know, we were here about 4 or 5 years back. Carsten, our CEO, was here as well, who was speaking. And we have come back ever since every year. And it's basically like coming home and seeing where we were last year and seeing where we are. So it's almost like a AGM, I must say. So let me begin with a small personal story of mine. The picture that you see on the screen is of my hometown. It's a small coastal town here in Karnataka called Udupi. And this is the place where I grew up. You know, I used to just take my cycle after school, go to the backwaters, go to the river, or maybe the beach, watch the sunset. And river was a very important part of our life, not just mine, but also of the community, because it was, you know, a shared space where people used to live. They used to use the river for catching a fish, making a meal, washing clothes, or using water. It was something to be proud of. It was something that was a shared space, community space that we all had together, a thing of identity. And you know, growing up, I realized that climate change was a thing, plastic pollution was a thing, but it looked like a distant vision in the future that may be true in another 50 years. But what happened was when I moved to Bangalore for my work, this perception totally flipped. I realized that the crisis is here now. You know, this was the river that I came across not too far away from where I was living. It might be a sight that you might see as well, either near your home or on the road somewhere. Rivers filled with waste, with plastics. And this is not a shared community space that I grew up with that you know, you could be proud of, but something to hide, something to conceal, and that's what we do as well. So I realized that, you know, I need to start focusing my career towards sustainability and get on a mission to help convert this into a thing of pride. So I joined Plastic Fisher. It was a small German startup when we came here about 5 years back. And the company was on a mission to save oceans by cleaning rivers. So what does rivers have to do with oceans and plastics, you know? About 90% of the plastic that end up in the oceans are originating from the rivers itself. And this, let me take Bangalore as an example, as a case study over here. You might think that Bangalore is about 400 kilometers away from the ocean. It's not directly connected by any major rivers as well. But that's not the case. You know, what happens is that you have small drains that lead into tributaries, that lead into larger rivers, for example, the Vrishapavati leading into Kaveri, and then the plastic end up in the oceans. You might also think that the plastics get stuck somewhere, but that's not the case with plastics. They degrade over time, they convert into microplastics, and this affects human health, marine life, and our climate overall. So the first assignment that I had with Plastic Fisher was something that was fun. You know, I just got my scooter out and I used to go around the city to see the major hotspot for pollution and the waterways that would carry the plastic out of the city. And I say this is fun because I got to see Bangalore for what it actually was without the concrete layer on top. I got to see beautiful hills, I got to see the valleys, I got to see the rivers that sustains the beautiful city of Bangalore today. And we came up with this map of the water network itself and wanted to put things into action. So this was, we came up with the founding principle for the company, an approach called 3L that stands for local technologies and ideas. What that means is that any technology that we develop needs to be local, it needs to be homegrown, and it needs to be it doesn't have to be imported from halfway across the world. So saving us time, carbon, and money. It needs to be low tech as opposed to high tech because maintenance is expensive. And if your systems are not performing all the time, it's of no use. And for countries like India and for developing nations as well, putting your resource, putting your money to good use in a more efficient way is very important as well. So it needs to be low cost. So we had a scalable solution that was local for international problems. And the solution was Trash Boom. It's a simple swimming barrier that floats on top of the water and stops vast majority of the floating plastics from going downstream. And once we deployed the technology, we thought that, you know, it's not just enough to have the technology, but India is also missing a major piece of infrastructure. That is handling the waste that is coming over there. So we set up MRFs, material recovery facilities, to handle these environmental plastics and create employment through them. So it was a mission-driven business. And this case was not just in India, but in seven cities other than Bangalore as well, across India and even in Indonesia. So as any company, today we are dependent on data, and in the impact space, if you are not tracking, if you're not generating verifiable reports or traceability, it doesn't matter what impact you do because it doesn't exist. And talking about impact, we have collected over 2,400 tons of plastics from going into the oceans, have worked across 47 rivers, and created 95 employment opportunities for people from the informal sector who needed the most. And next up, we have been thinking about how to take it forward. So we want to concentrate on recycling the plastics that we collect because most of it is non-recyclable. We want to scale and provide technologies to governments and organizations that want to do this in other places as well without us being involved full time, but just doing a knowledge transfer. And of course, doing policy advocacy based on the learnings that we have. And this is where Everlens comes in for the project in Bangalore. As Jose had already said, I would like to call upon Ravish, the managing director for Everlens, who will speak about what this cooperation, this collaboration means for them.
Thanks, Jose, and thanks, Harish, for inviting me. Before I speak about our collaboration with Plastic Fisher, this is one of the important, I would say, milestone in terms of, giving back to the community. Let me introduce Everlens. We were called as MAN Energy Solutions quite some time back, some months back. We have renamed ourselves to Everlens. And what are we? We are the German company, so headquartered in Augsburg, Germany, and part of Volkswagen Group. Unlike other brands of Volkswagen, we don't have wheels for our products. We do ship engines for the shipping industries, the engines for the power industries. We do large compressor trains. We do steam turbines, many more. That's about Everlens. We have 15,000 plus colleagues across 55 countries. Coming back to our collaboration with Plastic Fisher, I'm very, very grateful. Personally, I'm very, very involved in particularly the activities which goes towards the CSR. I would say partnering with Plastic Fisher is not like just any other CSR activity. This is like, kind of creating an environment or creating a, what you call it as awareness. So what we did now is we have one lake rejuvenation project which we are doing in Bangalore, and we have taken another one river rejuvenation project in Vadodara, and this is going to go for another 3 years. So our job is to ensure that at least to give back to the society. Okay, from the global initiative, we have a vision of moving big things to zero. What does it mean? So we have taken a ambitious target of reduction of 10% footprint from the carbon footprint from our products. Okay, over a period of next 4 years. By 2030, we have a target of reduction of 10% of carbon footprint. So this is in line with that, more or less aligned with what we are doing with Plastic Fisher. May not be commercially, but towards the society. So that's about our collaboration. Why I'm coming here? To say a message that it is not that we only can do this. This is only possible with the collaboration of all of you, most probably a couple of other corporates, I think public and our families. If we do that, we are able to save our future. Our future is our water bodies, our nature, so that's most important. Thank you very much, and please visit. Next time, I think, Harish, over to you.
So where do we go from here? We want to be working in the 10 most polluted rivers of India and scale globally as well. And if that vision aligns with you, or if you're interested to know more about the work that we do, or even curious to get to know each other, what we would like to do, Ravish and I, both of us, is invite all of you to come to a cleanup that we are organizing on 8th of November here in Bangalore. It's a good time to get your hands dirty, get involved, clean up our cities, and be, as I said at the beginning, be proud of our rivers, because that's very important going ahead. Thank you all.